Welcome to EnVision Center News, where we discuss community impact and involvement with today's nonprofit leaders and philanthropists.
Addie, thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. Excited to talk about your amazing accomplishments. You clearly are a Girl Scout. You're wearing your Girl Scout garb. Can you tell us a little bit about, to start, we'll get into your project, but first lay the foundation. What do you do as a Girl Scout? What level? What's your title? And because people are more familiar, I think, with Boy Scouts, but tell them about Girl Scouts and what award you're going for.
Well, originally I was a cadet scout for a long time, but I am a ambassador scout.
Mm-hmm.
And this is these are all my patches. You see, I've got one. I have more on my back here.
And what do you get those badges or patches for? You complete some kind of task?
Yes, we mostly just like community projects, like certain other, like life skills, such as like cooking. When I was little, we had like a sleepover over at the town hall in Sandpoint. It's like I think that was like third grade.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, all of this Girl Scout stuff is just to prepare you for, the real world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And also to make a difference in the world. Just like, the original Girl Scout troop leader, her name was Juliet Gordon-Lowe, I think. She aspired to make the world a better place, not just for Girl Scouts, but for, everyone.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so for you've been involved with the Girl Scouts for a long time since you were a little girl.
Nine when I was 9 years old.
Okay, and so you've acquired a lot of accomplishments, a lot of patches, but now you're going for kind of the final award, right? And what's that award called?
This is called the Gold Award, and basically it's a project where you do something really big, not just for the community, not just for the country, but for the whole. To make an impact on kind of nationally.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. And Girl Scouts can pick whatever they want for that project, anything you're kind of passionate about?
As long as it's a very significant issue in the community, in the world,
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what have you chosen?
I have chosen, well, it's not as simple as it might sound. I have chosen to do an anti-bullying project.
Okay. And what does that entail?
This comes in the form of a comic. You see? I will be drawing this all by myself. I will be the dialogue will be handwritten by me. And basically the entire premise of this comic is to display different types of bullying and how some are more subtle, some are a little bit more obvious, but it all falls under the bullying category.
Okay, and can you give me a couple examples of those bullying categories?
Well, one that not a lot of people talk about is social bullying,
I don't know. What do you mean?
Like social bullying is basically, it's almost like exclusion bullying.
Okay.
But for lots of, for many neurodivergent crowds, a lot of them feel like they are being discriminated, but not in a direct way. Like they're more excluded from groups, and
they don't get the invites to the birthday party. People aren't talking to them as much in groups.
People kind of laugh at them a little. They kind of pretend to want to be nice to them, but they're just not nobody really likes or dislikes these type of people,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. And yeah, that is a more subtle, because it's not someone actually just coming out and calling you a name or shoving you into a locker or doing anything like that. It's just
done to make you feel lonely and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And you don't have many friends or.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so you are trying to basically educate people on the types through this comic on the different types of bullying, and then what to do, how to call out bullying, or how to notice it, or how to just not bully yourself, or what do you hope people walk away with?
Like, I want people to walk away with awareness, you know? I want people to aware what bullying is, and I also want people to be aware when they themselves have become the bully, even if they don't realize it.
Okay. And then why a comic book? I mean, you're an artist, I presume, right?
Yes, I am. I've actually been drawing since I'm not sure how long.
Forever, since you could hold a crayon, since you could hold a pencil.
I've actually, when I was little, I used to write, I always used to write books. And it's been kind of like my goal, my dream ever since I could remember.
And like, because a comic book combines both things, your art and your interest in writing and your ability to write creatively. Yes. Have you done any other comics, or is this your first one?
Well, this is my first official comic. I've done like little snippets here and there, but nothing this big.
What is the process? Do you write a draft first and then you make the art, or does the art come first and then you kind of write the story to go with it?
It's sort of interesting that we're making a prototype, and basically what I do in this prototype is I make really rough sketches of how I want certain scenes to look. And sometimes, occasionally, I will add dialogue. And when I go back to the final draft of the comic, I can go back and redo whatever scene I want. Keep some scenes, redo others. But basically, it's just I'm finalizing this comic.
And, to complete, let's say, a page of the comic, how many drafts or how long does it take you drawing it over and over again and fine-tuning it before a page is done?
Well, we're not at the fine-tuning stage yet.
Okay.
It basically I usually spend about 3 hours a day on 2 pages. And I choose what I want to do for that page. If I just want to do a drawing, or if I just want to do the dialogue and do the drawing after.
Okay.
Sometimes I like to skip panels, and then it forces me to think about what happens between those panels.
Yeah. I get that. Like some creative writing I've done before, you kind of know maybe where you want to end, or you have a scene in your mind that's going to be really cool, but you got to get your characters to that scene.
Yes,
so that can be the challenge.
Yes, what I tend to do is I think of a scene that's really cool, but I never really think of the context behind it. And I like this project because it helps me like fluidly place my scenes and just help with context and all.
And can you tell us about the style? Like, what is the art style? We talked a little bit before we started recording about what kind of characters are going to be in the comic.
Well, basically, I've always liked to draw, like, since I'm a big like Sonic fan or something like that. I've always liked to draw like animal characters, like anthro characters, and over the years, I've gotten actually a lot better at that, and I can just draw like them like just in like a minute or something.
Yeah, so there's going to be animal type characters. Is there a main character, or does it just kind of change throughout the story? Well,
yes, the perspectives change throughout the story. It is actually inspired by like choose your own adventure stories. You know, type.
Okay, yep. Very
and
familiar.
like there's not just one perspective, it's multiple perspectives, and it gives kind of like, even though they're not human characters, it gives them the humanity of a human character.
Yeah. Okay, and what is your goal with these books? Like, who are you hoping reads them? Where do you hope that they get distributed?
I am hoping they get distributed to like schools, and the way we will have physical copies, but the way this will mainly be distributed is online with mainly a website.
Okay.
And this website will host the comic on it. It will have forum discussions, like with people critiquing or saying what they liked or disliked about the comic, and it'll also have like different little quizzes, like character quizzes or quizzes on like what would you do in this type of situation, you know? And children will like be in their Chromebooks. They'll read this comic through the Chromebooks.
Okay.
And there will also be a counselor there to assist with the teaching lessons too.
Okay. And you already have a school district that wants to take this on?
Yes. We have one in Priest River. It's Priest River Elementary, I think.
Okay, so they've already said, hey, we're gonna take these books, but you got to get the books to them. So that's the next step, right? You got to
Yes.
raise funds in order to print these hard copy books. And then you also, people might think, oh, throwing it up on a website, it's cheap and easy. But no, there's software and things that you need.
Yeah,
in
I
order
need to purchase software. Like, I need to purchase, like, I need this book to be formatted.
And how much money are you trying to raise for the two things put together?
We're trying to raise around $2,000 to $3,000 for this project.
Okay.
And we are nearly there too.
You are?
We've
Okay.
already raised a few dollars, like some money, a few $100s, but we still need some more. We still need a bit more to get me over the edge.
Yep. And so you are raising funds in a variety of ways, but mainly selling your art, right? And we actually have an example here of your bottles that you're selling, and those are available on your website?
Well, no, not on the website. We will be having an art stand.
An art stand. Okay. And where will that be at? Like the farmer's market or some
Well,
kind of
it will be at like this
expo?
it's an art expo, like it's kind of like Comic-Con but for art.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, you want to tell us a little bit about the characters that you've drawn on the mugs
Well,
here?
I can tell you about the names. The lore's a bit complicated.
Okay.
We'll be here for a few hours if I explain the lore.
Okay.
This is Kat. I don't know if you can see, but
Yeah, she's got the ears and stuff.
well, no, that's kind of just style.
Okay.
Stylized.
My bad.
No, you good. And this is kind of so. As a lot of people in my life know, I am a huge Kirby fan.
Okay.
And this character right here was actually inspired by a Kirby character because I love to make like humanized versions of the Kirby characters just, to practice my designing and stuff,
Yeah. So is Kirby a TV show or a
Kirby
comic?
is
or
a video game.
A video game.
Nintendo video game. He's kind of this pink round puffball. It's a simple game, but it's so enjoyable, and I love the story behind it.
And what is this? What do you call this style of art?
Well, I'm not sure it has really a specific name. I used to draw in a more cartoonish, like cutesy anime style, but like I feel like my art has evolved into more and just I'm really interested in like 90s cartooning style.
Okay.
Like 90s animation style.
So what do you have thoughts? And this is sidetracking a little bit, but do you have thoughts about I've heard there's what is the new Pixar movie that just came out?
Elio,
right?
I have not seen it yet.
I haven't seen it either, but one of the things, and it bombed. I don't know if you know this, but
it bombed.
It bombed, yeah.
Yeah.
And people are saying that one of the reasons it has bombed is
because of the marketing.
Well, the marketing and
Yeah.
also the cartoon style, the like bean mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the bean mouth. I know exactly what you're talking about. I feel like it was cute at first, but I feel like it's been a little overused. You know?
Right? Yeah. The past couple Pixar movies seem to have had that style, and it's. I think a lot of people are wanting to go back to
like 2D animation.
Right, to go back to 2D, and it was really cool when we had the 3D stuff at first, back in the like late 90s or early 2000s. Yeah. And now people are feeling, in fact, I heard rumors that Disney is even maybe going to go back to old school for a movie where they do like literally none of it's computer. The pages,
hand-drawn.
page flipping style.
I haven't heard about that yet, but I've heard not a lot of people like their new movies.
Yeah. They gotta go back in time, or I think art kind of goes in cycles, and probably cartoons are the same way, right?
Yes.
Things, the bean mouth, people are over it, but then give it 20 years and it'll be back.
I know.
Do you want to go into something like that? Are you hoping to be?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
It's been my dream to aspire to be an animator. I've taken some animation classes for a while, and I have the basics down. But I still haven't gotten my animation to a point where it's like fluid, and I'm kind of embarrassed to show some of my projects.
Well, you keep practicing, and maybe that will be something that will be on your website one day too. We'll get to see your awesome animation, and the way that people can the internet is such a gift, right? Because I believe last Oscar season, somebody made a cartoon at home basically, and they won the Oscar for best
Well,
cartoon
like, you
movie.
mean indie animation?
Yeah, it was indie animation. It wasn't a part of any of the big studios, and they won. So there's not this gatekeeping that happens. Like, you got to get hired by Disney or DreamWorks or whoever. You can just do it at home and put it online, and people
And
might
they have
enjoy it.
so many programs that allow you to do kind of animation like this. Nowadays, we have like so many cool.
And is it pretty affordable? Some of them are. I
Some of
imagine
them are even free.
free. Yeah. Wow. That's incredible. So you're kind of pursuing the art thing. You're doing the comic books. But you want to be an animator ultimately.
And the point of this Gold Award project is so I can is part of it. It's not the whole reason, but part of it is because I want to. It'll help me to get a scholarship, so I can go to a college and take animating classes.
Yeah, I know that's a huge reason why people are motivated to become Eagle Scouts, is because there's like special scholarships just for them. So I imagine it's the same thing for Gold Award Scout gals.
I mean, it is not the only reason. I've definitely been wanting to make comics, just for like the love of making comics.
Of course, yes, you love it. I mean, it's obvious, talking to you, that this isn't just some project that you're checking a box on. You're very passionate about this, and that's really fun. So, do you have a name for your website? Is there a website up yet?
Well, we are thinking of just titling it the same title of my book, which it'll be titled Shoes.
Shoes, okay.
Shoes. And the reason that is because there's a saying, right? Like, walking a mile in another person's shoes. So this kind of just also discusses empathy, which is, I feel like, is lacking a lot in today's culture, especially the internet.
The internet can be a brutal place. Okay, Addie, is there anything that we missed around this book, around this project, that we need to talk about? People who want to help you out and help with the fundraising, they need to find you. We'll put information out there, and we'll put it maybe in the show notes too, about where this expo will be and where they can buy some of your art pieces. And then eventually there'll be a website up where I'm assuming you'll sell stuff there maybe too eventually. I don't know, maybe not at the first. There's a whole thing there with having to ship it and all that kind of stuff. So I understand that adds another layer. But ultimately, people should be looking out for you. And this event, like Comic-Con for Art, is that here in Sandpoint, or is that
like I think it's Sandpoint or Ponderay, I think.
Okay. And do you plan on maybe doing other events too, or?
Well, maybe not pertaining to this, but one of my okay, so a little side right here.
Okay.
I am actually very passionate about cosplay, and I've always wanted to be in like cosplay events, And
Yeah. Did you go to the Renaissance Fair?
Oh, crud! I wanted to.
Missed it? Well, it'll be back next year, so you'll get another chance.
I've wanted to go to that fair a lot.
Okay. Well, this is super exciting. Great job. 3 hours a day is no joke, especially when I know you have other things that you're working on and studying in school.
I am homeschooled, so this is definitely difficult.
Yeah. This is so cool. So people should definitely, start keeping tabs on you, check out your work, and then, once you have your website established and everything, you got to send it to us ASAP so we can share it out and let the whole world know that it's go time. And I would love, once you, maybe I hope you come back and maybe I'll buy a copy off of you once you have the book.
That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much.
That would be so special to have, and to say I know the author, I know her, I know the artist. That would be really cool. So anything else that we need to mention that the folks need to know about this awesome project?
Well, it's not really like, it's just a little tidbits. I think fun facts. I think the comic itself will be presented as black and white, except for a few little pops of color that represent each character. And since I love the symbolism behind colors and stuff, each color has a symbolic meaning behind each type of character. Like, for example, one of the characters, their shoes will be red. Like a different type of shoe and a different type of color. And this represents, it's another metaphor for perspective, What do their like shoes kind of look like, Are they like, are they kind of like beaten up? Are they clean? Are they hard to walk in? Are they easy to walk in? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, cool. So many layers to this, and you've clearly thought thought it out so much, which is just really inspirational. And, you know, to all the aspiring artists out there, especially those of us, like you said, you don't want to share your animation yet. Maybe you will eventually. You'll get to the point where you're feeling confident about. But I think that's an issue that like all artists have, no matter what. If you're a musician, if you're an actor, if you're a fine artist, you get nervous to share your work. So you're an inspiration that you're putting yourself out there, and you're going to be publishing this and having forums where people are talking and critiquing and giving feedback. So it's really cool what you're doing, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. This interview means a lot to me, you know? Oh, fun fact. I actually am an actor.
You're an actor too?
Yes.
You do it all. What art form don't you participate in? You're the
Well,
most creative girl I've ever met.
I haven't done music yet, but I want to do music.
Yeah.
I've actually had a few plays at Little Carnegie Hall in Sandpoint.
Mm-hmm. You've been in some of those?
I've been in a few so far.
Awesome. Well, that's a great, Addie. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for listening to today's episode. For more information, you can go to crecIdaho.com. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you again soon.